Hey everyone, Tech OG here, who's all about tech and travel. I just watched a video with a very interesting title that says, or from Linus Tech Tips, that says we downgraded all our PCs to prove you don't need a new one. In the video, Linus was showing that you can use an older computer, 5 years old, 6 years old, even 10 years old, with slower processors or older processors to do work at the workplace and not need a top-of-the-line or state-of-the-art or a modern PC. To prove the validity of that, and I've mentioned this before in previous videos of mine, I'm at work. This is my laptop right here. It's using a Core i5 8th generation processor. I barely use this laptop for work. I just use this to check email. I can actually use it to display things on my smartboard. However, I have a mini PC, so I have a more modern PC connected to that. I'll show you that in a second. But I don't even use this for its full potential, so I'm good with this. I can even use an older laptop for my usage here at work. Here's the mini PC that's connected to the smartboard, and this is using a Core i5 processor. I'm definitely sure it's a newer processor than the one on my laptop. I don't know if it's 10th or 11th, who knows? I have to look it up. But I already know that it's, definitely not powerful, like in your gaming laptops. And this is more than sufficient for what I need in my classroom. So the concept of using an older computer at work can also be applied to HHPCs to a certain extent. You don't necessarily need the most relevant or modernized HHPC to enjoy gaming on the go. You can still use, in my example, a GPD Win 2 and still be satisfied with having this to use for on-the-go gaming. Despite this has only 8 gigabytes of RAM in it, and the processor is dirt old. It's a M3 8100Y processor. I still can use this as best as I can to play games on the go. No, I can't play AAA games on here. I can't play Spider-Man Miles Morales and have great frame rates. You should already know that, but it's still possible. There's still a workaround to do that. Let me show you an example of websites why it's not necessary to keep upgrading your devices. So here on this website, this is GPD's Indiegogo of their GPD Win Mini. This has already ended, so they've already raised the money. This ended, October 20th, 2023. And in this Win Mini, the specs of it, scroll down, you have yourself inside the 7840U or the 7640U, depending on your price budget. Processor on the inside, that's AMD. Got yourself backlit keyboard, PC grade large turbine fan, Oculink interface, 7-inch screen, Hall dual 3D joysticks, micro SD card slot, which is kind of cool. There we go. USB 4 port, up to 2 terabytes of storage, SSD storage, minimum of 12 gigabytes. Dual speakers with DTS-X sound, a 44.2 watt-hour battery, lithium, Windows 11 out the box, and ergonomic grips. You can have, these are detachable grips, so you got to screw them on if you want them have them on, or take them off if you just want the regular clamshell design. Now, mind you, this is the 2023 Win Mini. GPD has now announced that they're making a 2024 version of the Win Mini, and let me show you the specs of this. Now, this kind of shocked me looking at it. Well, it's the same design, but if you look at the specs, doesn't this format look familiar? Same format as the 2023 version. All they did was change some wording. So what you're getting in the 2024 version is an 8840U AMD processor. That's it. Or you get the Ryzen 7 or the Ryzen 5. Same keyboard, same fan, same ergonomic grip. They took off the Oculink port, but you can still use an external GPU with the USB 4 port. So this counts as a Thunderbolt 4. So they took out the Oculink. You can just use this port for each GPU. Same storage, same to 2 terabytes. Same speakers, same battery, same everything. They just changed out the processor. So if that's the only thing that they're changing, just like smartphones, it's not really worth it to keep upgrading every year. You can be good with one that's 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old. You may get the best frame rates. It may not be the fastest, but it can still be enjoyable. So with my Win 2, despite it being a 6-year-old device and, like I said, not up to par playing AAA games, I mainly use this for playing emulator games. So, because I'm already old school, so I've grown up on Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx. Even though I didn't have a lot of those systems, I have the emulators on this one device where I can play all those games for all those systems in the form of emulators right on this one device. So I am more than happy playing this particular device. I mean, in fact, I'm playing Persona 3 Fez that was made for the PlayStation 2. Never had that game. I had it for the PSP. Well, Persona 3, it wasn't Fez. Fez had some additional content, but I did play the PSP version of Persona 3. Didn't finish it yet, but I decided to play the Fez version for the PS2 emulator because it has the additional content. And I'm more than happy playing it on this device. And it plays pretty much at 60 frames per second. I don't care about how many frames I'm playing it, as long as it's playable. As long as I'm happy with it being playable. As long as it doesn't have a lot of slowdown or the game's not slowed down, I'm happy with 40 frames per second. So I'm very happy with this particular device playing my games. No, it's not going to play AAA games, but there is a workaround. Let me show you. I've already told you and shown you in previous videos that Parsec is an app that allows you to stream any PC that has Parsec installed on it onto any device that has the Parsec app. So I have Parsec installed on my Win 2. I have it installed on my PC at home, and right now I just turned it on. This screen right here is my streamed PC that I have at home, and that PC is a whole lot more powerful than my Win 2. That has 64 gigabytes of RAM in it, a nice SSD card, 4 gigabytes of storage. So I got plenty of games, mainly PC games, stored on there. So if I wanted to play a AAA game from my PC using Parsec, I can do that and stream it onto this device. Thereby, I can play Miles Morales, Spider-Man Miles Morales, right on this device, but it's just being streamed. Kind of like Xbox Game Pass. So you can play a lot of your Xbox console games on any device. That's the same concept of using Parsec. I can play any game that I have installed on my PC at home on any device that has Parsec installed on it. Sometimes it does crash, but it's all good. I just turn it back on, I'm good to go. Let's see if it works. Well, sometimes it doesn't, but like I said, this is the workaround. I just got to get it to work, and it does work, and it works very well. Ain't working right now because of the connection, but again, it does work. Oh, I don't know why it doesn't work. I'm using PDA-Net on my phone, and when my phone goes to sleep, it drops the connection. So I got to restart this and then start all over again. I do have a mobile hotspot on this phone. However, using a mobile hotspot is not good. It's not as fast as connecting with PDA-Net. I use PDA-Net all the time on any device, anytime I want to use a smartphone as a modem. PDA-Net is older than dirt, but it's still usable today. So that's what I use. Like I said, if I needed something on the go, quick fix, I can use a hotspot, but the connection is incredibly slow. I use PDA-Net instead. Oh, one thing that really turns me off about today's HHPCs, even though they do have the power to play AAA games at some really good frame rates, the amount of time that you can play on the device unplugged is horrendous. I mean, an hour worth of time playing a AAA game, that is not a good investment for me. I mean, with the Win 2, at least with this, I can play up to 6 hours. However, of course, the games are not as graphically intense. But because they're not, I can play for a very long period of time unplugged. So just on the battery alone, I can play for a very long time. So I can play Persona 3 for hours on here, unplugged. But if I want to play Spider-Man Miles Morales on the One Mini, for example, you're looking at a good hour. And that right there for me is not a good investment to put in all that money for that. I mean, you can plug it in, but that defeats the purpose of this being an HHPC for an ultra portable HC. You might as well get yourself a laptop that has a nice graphics card in it and plug that in to play it on the go, because carrying a laptop is much better than carrying a desktop or a Nook or a mini PC. So, like I said, having this right here to play my games, I'm more than happy with this. And having PowerSec on here, it works wonders. So I can play, like I said, a lot of AAA games and still use the battery, because I'm just using the battery to stream and using the Wi-Fi just to stream my PC from home. Thereby, I can play for hours, AAA games for hours, just on this device. So that's my take on this video. So basically, that's the end of the video. You can use basically any device that has PowerSec to play AAA games on the go and play for hours, as opposed to buying a brand new HHPC and play for an hour max, or hour and some minutes. I mean, if you want to play for some more time, you can dummy down the graphics, but that defeats the purpose of having a screen that has HD capability. So if you're gonna dummy it down to like 800 by 600, low settings, that defeats the purpose. I mean, yeah, you can play it longer, but the quality image is not gonna look so good. So, like I said, get yourself a laptop or a Nook, or get yourself PowerSec on any device and play HD that way. So that's the end of the video, just letting you know that you can get any device and be happy with that to play pretty much any and all games that you have. That's the end of my video. If you enjoyed the content, enjoyed the information, definitely leave that thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Tell your friends about my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.